How's it going, everyone? This is Than from Tidal Gardens, and this video is about a couple of the premium LED lighting setups that are currently available right now. As the title says, this really isn't a product review. I'm sure that there's a lot of really detailed reviews out there with all sorts of measurements that you can easily search for, so I'll leave that to them. This is more of a first impression of the fixtures and to show you around the ergonomics of the units. Both of them are really excellent and you can't go wrong with either of them. The first unit I have here is the Ecotech Radian XR30. Now, what interested me about this unit was the incorporation of 5 different colored LEDs. It also communicates with Ecotech's line of power heads, so you can actually have the wave motion sync up with the lighting. Here you can see the different colored LEDs. Out of the box, the unit is very polished looking, however the controls on the fixture itself are limited. Here is a view of the base power unit that the fixture plugs into. Now notice there's a mini USB connector for your computer. Ecotech provided some software to allow more refined control of the lights, but unfortunately it's PC only, and I have a Mac, so I wasn't able to toy with the software. I purchased the optional hanging kit. It's pretty straightforward and I like it. So here you can see the unit over my mini maxi tank. One thing to note also is that the fan is on the underside of the unit and it sucks in the air. So I'm curious long term if it's going to have issue with salt creep or something like that. Okay, here we go. So although the presets are pretty limited, you can actually set it to automatically cycle through a bunch of different color combinations. And this little section here is going to go on for a couple minutes, but it shows you the wide array of colors that are possible. I mean, some you'll never ever actually use on your tank because some of them simply just don't look good. For example, like the all green, for example, doesn't look that great. But it really does give you an idea of just the entire palette that's possible. So you can really dial in exactly what you're looking for any kind of corals or fish that you're looking to keep. I'm doing a picture-in-picture to show the effect of the light on the full tank and also an individual coral as the light cycles through all the different colors. And by coral, I mean anemone. While the program continues to cycle through the colors, I'll use this time to comment on a prevalent topic of discussion about LED lighting in general. Right now there's a lot of debate as to whether these lights can grow coral long term. My personal take is, I've grown coral under just about every lighting technology imaginable, including the sun, and more often than not, I think that aquarists tend to overthink these sorts of things. I like LEDs a great deal because of the energy efficiency and the way they make the colors pop. Nothing really that I've found can really compare to LEDs in the way that they make corals fluoresce. So that's my big point of advocacy. It just makes stuff look wonderful. After watching all of those color combinations, I think this one is my favorite. Okay, the second system I have here is the Aquaillumination Soul Blue. These have been on the market a while longer, and there's actually a newer version coming out that's kind of been nicknamed Phoenix. So here's what you see unboxing the unit. There's some instructions that no one ever reads. A much smaller power supply. A short data cord, and here is the controller with a long data cord. Now the short data cord is actually intended to travel between units, and I'll kind of discuss that in a moment. So far I've purchased 5 of these units for my own personal use, and there is something curious about this one in particular. For some reason, it's missing its mounting screws. I've never seen that before. So actually, there's no way to hang this one up. The Aquaillumination has 3 different colored LEDs. Okay, so before I mentioned that there's these 2 data cables. What's nice about this unit is you can actually daisy chain the data from one unit to the other. So while you can have just one controller, it'll plug into a single unit and then you just link the units with a shorter cable. Off the top of my head, I'm not really sure how many units you can control. I personally have had all 5 of them running off of a single controller. Just finishing plugging everything in. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward, there's not much to it. Now what I like is that out of the box, this has a controller that you can pretty much have full functionality of the unit. There's no software involved or anything. Besides the issue of this particular unit not having mounting screws, the actual mounting brackets for this unit I'm not super duper impressed with. The newer version of the fixture I think is going to address this, but these are just not very good. So here's a quick look of the same mini maxi tank with the Aquailluminations above it. I've set these to about 35% white and 100% blue, and I don't change it around much, but this is kind of the color scheme that I prefer. Although this is not intended to be a head-to-head comparison, I'm sure people would appreciate seeing both units, so here it is. Since I only have presets available, I set the Ecotech to its 20K setting and the Aquaillumination to its 35-100 setting. You can't go wrong with either one, I think they're both fantastic. And that pretty much does it. So thanks so much for watching, and if you own either one of these units, let me know what you think about it.